Hello and good evening. Welcome to Small Home Comforts. My name is Beth, and we are here for another Thursday night bookish chat in the book corner. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Golden Age mysteries, specifically ones by women writers. I am excited to get started tonight. So, as you know, it's launch week here at Small Home Comforts. The Small Home Comforts fall book box is now available to become a subscriber, and I would love to welcome you in. I've been talking about it all week, and our um, theme, our genre for fall is mystery, and the title that we have is Death on the Cherwell for the fall box. And so I thought how fun it would be to. To talk about mysteries tonight. So if you are here, I would love to say hello in the comments. Just let me know that you're here, and I will say hello. I'm getting everything situated here. I have such a long list of books tonight that we may have to, if this goes too long, we may have to cut it off and do a part two because we might just be having too much fun. I'm not really sure. All right, here we go. Megan is here. Hello, Megan. Welcome. Teresa is here. And Martha is here. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad to see you guys. Lori is here. Everyone is everyone is gathering around. Do we all have our tea? So I know all you guys are not new here, but if you're watching on the replay or if you are joining us right now and you are new, just to give you kind of an idea of how our Thursday night bookish chat goes, we always start with tea, we talk about books, and then we end with what we're reading now. And it's just such a wonderful community. It's so lovely to be here with you all. So Marina is here over on Instagram. Hello, Marina. I can't pull up Instagram comments, but I can see you there. So I'm glad you're here. So tonight, my tea, I thought that my Jane Austen mug looked kind of fallish colors. And I mentioned on yesterday's live, my daughter crocheted a little tea cozy for me. So I've got my hot cup of tea with the cozy keeping it warm, and we're ready to settle in. I'm drinking this Tower of London blend tonight, by Harney and Sons. Isn't this a pretty one? I thought, you know what? Since so many of these cozy mystery writers and Golden Age mystery writers are British, I thought, you know what? Let's do a London tea tonight. Why not? So that's what we are doing tonight. Martha has her toasted marshmallow. Again, that sounds so good. You have that almost every week, Martha, don't you? And I have to look that one up because toasted marshmallow sounds lovely. Karen is here. She's drinking apple spice. Oh, how lovely. It's perfect for fall. I love the little apple emojis, Karen. That's awesome. I love it. I love hearing what you guys are drinking. Um, it's so fun to get recommendations for everybody else. I remember one time for a book club, I was like, let's start a book club where we all just come and tell each other what we're reading now. And I just realized recently that that's practically what I've done here is to start a book club and we read one book for the book box, but also we're reading all sorts of other things. And every week we talk about what we're reading now. So I love it. I love it. I'm so glad you guys are here. So, like I said, I have so many books that I wanted to talk about that we may have to cut it. We may have to cut it and do a part two next week but we shall see how it goes. But because the fall book box has a golden age mystery, which is Death on the Cherwell by Mavis Doyle Hay. I'm so looking forward to diving in with you guys this season. But because of that theme, I thought let's talk about other golden age mystery books, mystery writers. I think we'll focus on female writers tonight, specifically the queens of crime. So you guys, probably a lot of you know what I'm talking about when we say queens of crime, but we're just going to go through some of the stuff because this is one of my very favorite genres. And as we know, we're just gonna start right off with the best, which of course is Agatha Christie, right? Who doesn't love Agatha Christie? I had to pick one Miss Marple and one Poirot. Do you guys have a preference? I'll tell you my preference in a minute. So I love them both, but do you guys like Poirot or Miss Marple better? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to get a consensus as to which you would go for. So Murder at the Vicarage, I believe, was the first of the Miss Marple mysteries, published in 1930. Don't you just love these covers? These are new covers, but they're so beautiful. This one I got from the library, so it has a sheen on it. But this one is one of my very favorite Poirot mysteries. This is the Mystery of the Blue Train, and I wanted it for my shelves. So this one is a not shiny cover because it belongs to me. But this one here is about a luxury train that an heiress is is off to. She has like a special necklace, and she's off to, I can't remember where she's making the trip to, but she's making a trip, and she's found murdered in her cabin. And so of course Poirot is on the case, and they have to figure out, who could have done it, how it could have been done, because where it stopped and where it started, and how long it had been going, and who else was on the train, and all sorts of twists and turns. So it's just so good. I one time had somebody say to me that, she didn't like mysteries because she was afraid that they would be kind of like too violent or too graphic. And the ones we talk about here are, for me, they are not. Now everybody has their own level, but the current ones I have a more hard time with. But these ones, not so much, because it's not it's just more of a cozy, like, we've got to figure out who did it. And I one time also heard somebody say that the ending of mysteries and bringing it all to a conclusion is kind of like the restoration of order. So there's chaos, but then at the end there's the restoration, and that's where the satisfaction comes in. So um Lori is saying she loves books on trains and planes. That it's like the closed mysteries. Oh, Marina, I can show you here. Definitely Poirot. I'm with you, Marina. So I think that um a lot of people choose Miss Marple because, cozy old lady mysteries, and they're just so much fun. And I do love Miss Marple, but for me, I love the Poirot mysteries. He's just so unique. He's so you know, like, smart, and he's so I don't know, charming, I think. I think towards the end, somebody said Agatha Christie really got kind of sick of him because he was so, like, superior and full of himself or whatever. But I don't get sick of him. I like Poirot. He's my favorite as well. Um, Megan says that she's only read one, Agatha Christie, Death on the Nile, and really wanted to enjoy it. Want to read more, but haven't fit them in yet. They will wait for you. There's so many to choose from. They're so good. I don't have it here with me, but the first Agatha Christie that featured Poirot is called The Mysterious Affair at Styles. And it was written, let me see, I have the date here. Published in 1920. And it's just so good. It's so good. If you like audiobooks, there is a recording of the audiobook narrated by the actor who plays Hastings in the Poirot series, the BBC series of Poirot. And Hastings is like kind of like his sidekick. So Hastings does make an appearance in this book as kind of like a member of the party. It's a country house mystery party, which is one of my very favorites. And so he's a member of the party, and he also tries to kind of help Poirot out when he can. But Poirot kind of has to kind of set him straight and be like, nope, this is what happened. And it's just so much fun. The Mysterious Affair at Styles. And if you are new to Agatha Christie, I would start there. That one is such a good one, and it's one right at the beginning too. So she has a lot to choose from, um, and um, and they're all so good. But that one is one of my favorites, and it's an earlier one too, so you can kind of like go from there. Teresa says she's read only 3 Agatha Christie's as well, but Poirot for her as well. I'm excited that you guys um, are choosing Poirot, because I was sure that you guys are all going to say Miss Marple. because Miss Marple is so good. But for me, I would choose Poirot over Miss Marple as well. And there's so many more of his to choose from. So all right. So that was the first, of course, Queen of Crime because she's the most well known and probably the best. I would say she's the best. But another one of the four. So when I did like a little research on it, it said primarily they talk about four queens of crime per se. It's Agatha Christie, Dorothy L. Sayers, Margery Allingham, and Ngaio Marsh. And those are like the four like big names. And then there's a couple like extras that I personally love or that other people have like brought into that. So we're just going to go over the four right now. And then we may proceed depending on depending on how sidetracked we get. A couple weeks ago, we got sidetracked and we totally went off on a tangent, which was so much fun. But we'll see how that goes tonight. So, all right, Dorothy L. Sayers, I'm going to go with next. And her first of the Lord Peter Wimsey novels is Whose Body? So like Christie has Poirot or Miss Marple, Dorothy L. Sayers has Lord Peter Wimsey. That is her amateur detective. Um, he is not part of the police, but he works closely with the police. And he is an aristocrat who happens to have a penchant for detection. His background is there's a lot of like World War I background because this book, I've got to make sure I got my date straight. This book was written, published in 1923, so shortly after World War I, and Lord Peter. Has fought in the Great War, and there's some fallout from that. So that kind of comes up as part of his character as well. Another interesting thing that I just kind of came across as I was doing research today that I kind of like put two and two together and I didn't think about before was the fact that Lord Peter Wimsey is the detective and he has a butler or his, gentleman, like a valet and whose name is Bunter, they call him. And Bunter is not only just his valet, but kind of a support to him, especially as he deals with, fallout from World War I. He really is a moral support to him, and in addition, kind of aids him as he does his investigations. And somebody online kind of likened it to Jeeves and Wooster, which I hadn't thought about, but I think that that fits because of their relationship, because of how they kind of like play off of each other. I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool little tidbit that I didn't think about before, but it is. There's kind of a connection there. So anyway, Whose Body is the first of the Lord Peter Wimsey mysteries. Now with Agatha Christie, I don't think that Agatha Christie's necessarily need to be read in order. It's the same um it's the same investigator, like you can follow the investigator through the series, but I haven't found that you need to read those ones in order. But with the Lord Peter ones, you may want to. The first couple, you could probably read out of order. Clouds of Witness is the one right after Whose Body. And you could maybe read that or out of order. But as you get to the later ones, there is a romance that comes into play. There is further development of the characters, and as they go down um kind of like the timeline, more things happen, and then relationships happen, and not even just the main romance that ends up in the later ones, but also some side characters have like characterization progressions as well. So these ones you probably, with the exception of maybe the first couple, you probably will want to read these ones in order. But the first one is about Lord Peter Wimsey. This is set in London, and he does an investigation of a body that is found in a bathtub with a, what do you call it? I can't pronounce it. Pince nez, pince nez. I'm not very I'm not very good at that pronunciation, but you know what I'm talking about. It's a monocle, or it's a two. Is it? No, I think it's a monocle, but they don't call it a monocle in here. So, but anyway, you can kind of see it right here. And he has to figure out because the body in the bathtub doesn't belong to does not belong to the owner of the house, and the owner of the house has no clue who it is. Nobody has no clue has any clue who he is, and so Lord Peter Wimsey comes on the case to help out the police. He does have there is an investigator who he has kind of like a personal relationship with, and then there's also other investigators that are kind of like, you're an amateur, go on away, et cetera, et cetera. But there's some really fun side characters. One of them is Lord Peter Wimsey's mother. She is just a delight, and she kind of aids and abets her son as he does his investigations. So I love some of the side characters. Bunter is a great side character. Um, just a whole bunch of people who end up showing up, and the inspector that is his friend, he shows up throughout the series as well. So whose body, start with that for Dorothy L. Sayers. That's my recommendation for that one. And then I think there's 9 of the Lord Peter Wimseys. I'm trying to remember. So Megan said she read Gaudy Nights, which was wonderful. Such a good one. And Murder Must Advertise. Ooh, that was a good one too, by Dorothy Sayers with the Literary Life podcast, and enjoyed them both. I want to read more of her as well. You read some of the later ones. Those are both really good ones though. Murder Must Advertise. So there were a couple adaptations done, and I can't remember the name of the actor, but there were a couple adaptations done in the 1970s of some of the Lord Peter Wimsey mysteries, and they were so fun to watch, so fun to see. And Murder Must Advertise, I believe, was one of those. If I can find it, I'll put it in the notes on the replay of this. If I can find who that was. Um, but yeah, sorry, my brain is going. But if I can find it, I'll report back to you all. But that was kind of a fun little find that I discovered after I had read the mysteries. So such good ones. So that is the second queen of crime. The third one is Margery Allingham. Do you guys know Margery Allingham? Have you read any of hers? I don't hear her talked about quite as much. Her detective is Sir Albert Campion. So, like they all kind of have their detectives. Margery Allingham. So this is a book I got from the library. So it doesn't have a really great cover. But the very first Albert Campion is the Black Dudley murder, also known as, this is the American title. So it was called The Crime at Black Dudley. That's what the original title was in England. But the American one was sorry, I'm going the wrong way here, the Black Dudley murder. And this one is about, like I said, Sir Albert Campion, and this is a country house murder as well. There's I think like a historical dagger involved, and then the host of the party is discovered under suspicious circumstances. He has passed away, and so, but Sir Albert Campion is similar to Lord Peter Wimsey in that they're very kind of unique, and they kind of come at things sideways. Like, you wouldn't necessarily think that the way that they think, and so they're kind of like popping off and doing like these eccentric things, and you're like, what's happening here? But then of course they're smart enough to figure out the murder. So there are lots of these. 18. Margery Allingham wrote 18 of the Albert Campion mysteries, like I said, this being the very first one, the Black Dudley murder, which is the English title, or the Crime at Black Dudley. Again, a country house mystery, which is one of my favorites. So I think, I don't know about these, whether they should be read in order or not. I know that I've read several, and I kind of think I read them out of order. But he always kind of plays like a foppish, foolish kind of person, and it turns out, like, underneath it all, he's very witty and he's very smart, and he knows what's going on, even though he's kind of pretending that he doesn't. So that is a good one too. I don't think I've read all of them. 18 is kind of a lot. um and I can't tell you whether to read them in order or not, because I cannot remember if there's like an arc a character arc through them all, but I do know that I really enjoyed them. So that one is number four. I mean number three on my list, and then number four is Ngaio Marsh. So, oh, Megan is saying that you're not familiar with Margery Allingham. Yeah, I feel like so I feel like she because she was writing at the same time as Agatha Christie, and Agatha Christie is just so much more well known and popular. I feel like she kind of like gets not really seen as much, and, kind of a shame because they were writing at the same time. It has still a very similar vibe, and, as you know, I like to go dig deeper and find similar, like, if you like this, you might like this, so if you like Agatha Christie, you might like Margery Allingham as well, so yeah, so fun. Alright, and then number 4 for the Queens of Crime is Ngaio Marsh, so this is what my library had. And the reason I wanted to show you this is what I have on my shelf. I haven't finished it yet. I started it and then I stopped. I don't know why. I was doing something else. But this is the one I have on my shelf. And I don't have the first one. Let me see what the first one is. The first one is A Man Lay Dead, published in 1934. And her person, like her inspector, is Inspector Roderick Alleyn. And he is part of Scotland Yard. So, as opposed to some of these other ones that are amateur sleuths that work with the police. Roderick Allen is somebody who is the police. So he's usually called on the scene when Scotland Yard has to come in. So I think it's kind of like just a little different take on it. And so there are 33 Roderick Allen books. And Ngaio Marsh was from New Zealand. So whereas the other ladies are all from England, Ngaio Marsh was from New Zealand, and so anyway, I thought that was kind of a cool difference for her. I did not know Ngaio Marsh for a very long time until very recently. So I've only just read the one book, which is why I brought you this one. I read Scales of Justice. And you're probably sensing a theme by now. The Scales of Justice is a um, small town cozy mystery. Um, and Inspector Allen has to come in from Scotland Yard from London to figure out. Look at this cover from the 1980s, I think. That's so fun. This is a compendium that my library had, but they didn't have much for her, which kind of surprised me. This is the one that I got out of the library. But anyway, this one, like I said, published in 1934. So she was writing at the same time as the others, and they're called like the Queens of Crime. So I want to show you also one of something that's come up kind of recently. And it is a brand new book that I've been seeing. Now, I haven't read this yet, but let me know if you guys have. I got this out of the library as well. And this one is called The Queens of Crime. So, this is a novel. The author is Marie Benedict. I'm sorry, it's showing a glare on there. But this one is brand new. So, this is like a hot pick from my library from this year. I think it was published earlier this year. And it is set in London yes, it was published this year, 2025, set in London in 1930. And it's a novel, but it said, when I looked it up, I was like, okay, just to get a quick synopsis, because I wanted to share this with you guys. It imagines a secret society of female mystery writers who form their own club to solve an actual murder. So it takes I believe it's these four: Agatha Christie, Dorothy Sayers, Ngaio Marsh, and Margery Allingham, as well as, are you guys ready for this? Because this threw me off, as well as Baroness Emma Orczy. Do you guys remember what she is known for? You've got to know what she's known for, right? The Scarlet Pimpernel. Which is not a mystery book, but this is the only Baroness Orczy book that I have. And when I saw this Marie Benedict, so I haven't read Marie Benedict. Teresa is saying, oh, a new Marie Benedict. So I am not familiar with this author at all. I haven't read any of her things, but I love the cover of this. Look at how pretty this cover is. And then, of course, when it's saying the Queens of Crime, I was like, these are all authors that I know and would love to read more about it. So this is like a fictional account, but I was like, I have to share it with you guys. I don't know Marie Benedict, but I want to because this looks fantastic. So when I saw that she was the fifth one of those four biggies and then the fifth one, I had to do a little digging today. I was like, okay, I need to research and see why she was included. So I was like, what detective stories did Baroness Orczy write? And this is what I found. She was writing, so Baroness Orczy was actually before these other four. So these other four were all kind of writing in the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, some of you even to the 50s. And Baroness Emma Orczy was before that. So she was writing, I guess, detective stories for magazine articles. And later they gathered 12 of these short story mysteries together and called it Old Man in the Corner. Now, I don't have this to show you because I just found out about this today because I was like, what did she write? I need to know. Apparently her character is unnamed, so we don't have a name for him, but he is an eccentric armchair detective in these 12 short stories that Baroness Orczy wrote. So I was like, wow, this is a new find. Okay, so Lori is saying The Only Woman in the Room by Marie Benedict was wonderful. I feel like I've heard that title, but for some reason, I don't know. I did not connect that author with it. So I'm so glad you guys are telling me about this because I think I need to learn more about Marie Benedict and her writings. There is a long list in the front of the book. Look at these end papers, you guys. Isn't that cool? Oh, and it's very these are pens, by the way. I don't know if you can see that detail in there, but these are like pens over and over, like an old kind of ink pen over and over and over again. But look at all of these. Oh, she wrote The Personal Librarian. I have heard of that one. Look at all of these ones that she's written. She's written The Only Woman in the Room, which is what you just said, Lori, and then The Mystery of Mrs. Christie, The Mitford Affair. Okay, I've heard some of these titles. I just don't know why I didn't recognize the author, but I'm going to have to look into her a little bit more. So Megan is saying, I love the Scarlet Pimpernel, so that would be interesting to read her mysteries. That was what I thought, because I was like, wow, the only thing I knew about her was the Scarlet Pimpernel. I didn't know anything about these. So we're going to have to, I think, go on just a little bit of a discovery of this. So let's see. Teresa is saying, I've read The Other Einstein and The Only Woman in the Room. Both were very good. Lovely. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh, and Lori is saying that she loves the old covers, talking about with the Ngaio Marsh one, the 1980s one. That is so funny. Oh, you found it on Libby. Awesome. There you go, guys. If you're looking for Queens of Crime, it's on Libby. And Marina said she read The Personal Librarian. Did you like it, Marina? Was it good? I've heard of it. I heard a lot of people talking about it, but I did not read it myself. So I would be interested to see. This is a new one for me. But I was like, Queens of Crime. Somebody else was talking about this Queens of Crime book and recommended it to me. So I think I got it was most almost there were a lot of copies at my library and they were almost all out, but I found this one like on an outer shelf. And I snagged it because for one, I wanted to tell you guys about it, and for two, I want to read it. So we'll see. But yeah, it looks really good. So I'm gonna keep that author on my radar. Marina is saying she's curious too about the Baroness Orczy situation. I know we all love the Scarlet Pimpernel, right? Marina and Megan were both part of the Small Home Comforts book box when this was our title last winter, and I remember we had a really nice discussion about it. Afterwards, Lori is saying she read the first, you have the First Lady on your TBR. She must have so many good ones, you guys. I'm really looking forward to this. Um, yeah. So that is what I have for that. The other thing that I wanted to just kind of note is that in real life, in the some of these ladies, For sure, Agatha Christie and Dorothy L. Sayers, I believe, were the two. And I think Baroness Orczy was part of it as well. They started something called the Detection Club. Now, this was started in 1930, so maybe that's why this Queens of Crime was set in 1930. But in real life, they started something called the Detection Club, and it was for it was for mystery writers during that golden age. And the first president of it was G.K. Chesterton, who was very influential in like C.S. Lewis's life, and some of the other Inklings, Tolkien and people like that. So there's all these connections. I was talking about Dorothy L. Sayers last week, and the what am I trying to say? The museum that I went to. And there's just all these connections, how they knew each other, how she knew the Inklings, how she knew the detective club people. So just fun, so fun. Marina says, yes, it was surprising about the personal librarian. She did like it and it was surprising. So I think I'm going to have to put these books on my list, you guys. These are looking really good. So, but um, yeah, I have just a couple other mentions. I'm not going to go like too far like into it just because you've heard me talk about some of these before, but I cannot let it go by without mentioning other of the Golden Age mystery writers. So this is one that I was wondering if you guys knew. This is Mary Roberts Rinehart, and I have heard her described as the American Agatha Christie. Like when I was reading up about her and everything, that's what they said, the American Agatha Christie. She wrote these mysteries as an American, and this one, let me see if I can. Did I write down here who her first one was? Oh, her first book was published in 1908, so a little bit earlier than the rest of these ladies. And that one was The Circular Staircase. That was the very first one. But she did write a book called The Door, which was published in 1930. Again, same time period as all this. And that particular one was one where they kind of coined the butler did it. And I don't know whether the butler actually did it in the book or not because I haven't read that book. But just what they were saying was this is how they that old saying or that old like cliche where they're like, oh, the butler did it. Apparently, she is credited with you know, having this become a thing. And so I thought that was kind of it was not the actual words that she used or anything like that, but this was kind of the thing for her. But this one is called Miss Pinkerton. Um, and I just want to read you the synopsis in here because this just sounds, I have not read this one, but this just sounds so fun. And I just had to share it with you guys. Miss Adams is a nurse, not a detective, at least not technically speaking. But while working as a nurse, one does have the opportunity to see things that police can't see. An observant set of eyes can be quite an asset when crimes happen behind closed doors. So sometimes Detective Inspector Patton rings Miss Adams when he needs an agent on the inside. And when he does, he calls her Miss Pinkerton after the famous detective agency. So in the actually, I think the late 1900s, um, I'm sorry, late 1800s, early 1900s, there was an American detective agency called Pinkertons. And so that is what this is referring to. Um, they'll say, oh, one of Pinkerton's men, and they were detectives. So this one was published for the first time in 1932. Again, right at that same time period that all of these others were. And of course, I'm not going to go too far into it, but I have to mention, I have to mention is Patricia Wentworth and the Miss Silver Mysteries. These are some of my favorites. I won't go any further. You guys have heard me talk on and on about Patricia Wentworth, but I couldn't leave her out. And the other one I can't leave out, you know what's coming, is Georgette Heyer. And so these two were also writing at the same time as these other ladies, and they also have excellent series. Georgette Heyer, of course, I'm doing a read through the year with Georgette Heyer of all of her mysteries, and writing about them one a month on my blog. So you've heard me talk on and on about her as well. And then just a little, we've got to get a little hat tip to the one and only Nancy Drew, of course, and Carolyn Keene. I know Carolyn Keene is a pen name, but they use the same pen name, even though throughout the years they had different writers for Nancy Drew. But the first writer, I think her name was Mildred. Oh, I've forgotten. I've forgotten. But at any rate, I wanted to show you guys these ones. So of course, these are the ones that I grew up with. I guess I shouldn't say of course. I guess we all have different ones that we grew up with, but these yellow ones were the ones from that, that I knew, and I read them all. And Nancy Drew was, of course, what started me in on all of these, on all of to, when you grow up with Nancy Drew, you grow up when you're an adult, you want to read some of these other ones, right? And oh, see, now everybody is saying, see, look at all the love for Nancy. Hello, Anna Rose. Oh my goodness. Of course, Nancy Drew. Of course. Megan says she loves. Look at all the hearts for Nancy Drew. You guys are you guys are awesome. Look at this. Nancy Drew, Nancy Drew. Did I miss any? Oh my goodness. All of them, all of us love Nancy Drew, right? So I don't know, did you guys grow up with the yellow ones, or did you grow up with something different? Oh, and Lori is saying Georgette Heyer for the win. Oh my goodness, yes, love Georgette Heyer. Like, love Nancy Drew. Oh my goodness, I love it, you guys. Did I show these ones already? We all love Nancy, right? So I picked this one to show you because I love lilacs, and this was Lilac Inn. And I remember this is number 4, I guess, but I remember being a young child and just really wanting to go to Lilac Inn with Nancy and be in these stories. And as a Nancy Drew fan growing up, I would get piles and piles of Nancy from the library. And now as an adult, that's why I like these books so much because they're just the best. So these are the ones I grew up with. But look what I found. So this is the original one. Well, I mean it's a reprint, but the original Nancy Drews, let's see here. This one was published in 1930. So again, right around that same time. And so we can't not talk about Nancy when we're talking about these golden age mysteries, even if they were written for children. She just had such a special place in her. Mildred Wirt. There we go. That's the one I was trying to thank you, Megan. I knew it was Mildred something. I couldn't remember what her last name was. But this is kind of a fun look at this 1930s original style. So this is a reprint. This is not an original. But because they reprinted it, I'm going to show you the title cover or the title page on the inside. It was a reprint there. So, but I 4 of these at the at like a library sale once. I think they were like $1. And let's see, the Nancy Drew Mystery Stories by Carolyn Keene, and it shows kind of this is just like again like a reprint. I don't know. Sometimes when I hold the book up, you can't hear me, so I'm not going to put it too close here. But anyway, it's kind of fun to see like the old writing, the old font, and have the old stories. So these ones were redone. So you'll see some of the. Oh, sorry about the glare. You'll see some of the same titles, but kind of a different story. So I think that's very interesting. I think these yellow ones are from like the 60s. Um, let's see. Oh, Megan has hers from her mom's collection from the 50s and 60s. Oh, that's awesome. How lovely. Teresa says that Nancy Drew started you on the road to loving mysteries and yes to the yellow covers. Yep, that's what I grew up with too. I would read the backs, I don't know, and see how they have the whole to make sure that I didn't miss one. I was like, I need to know what they all are. Anna Rose says that when she started reading Nancy's at age 11, she collected a few of the Applewood reprint editions of the originals, but even the reprints can be hard to find now. Is that what this is? Is that this? Oh, yes, that's what this is. This is the Applewood books reprints. And these are the ones that I found at the library. Here is if you take the dust jacket off, here's the cover. Look how fun that is. And I think that these let me look really quick. I thought that they had an illustration. Let me look and see. Perhaps not. Ah, yes, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 illustrations at the front. All right, are you guys ready for this? Oh, Look at this. Lori's saying, lucky you, Megan. We're all jealous of your sets, Megan. So some original pictures from the original ones. Look at that. Look at that hat. Oh, sorry, I'm going the wrong way. Look at that hat she's wearing as she's going down. That's the first one. She toppled forward and fell headlong down a steep flight of stone steps. Here's one. The man came out of the house. I love looking at these old illustrations. Isn't this fun? This is, like I said, a reprint, but here's one going up the stairs. Look at those hairdos. And then this one here, where they're pointing to the picture. I think that was it. I think just those four are there. So this is saying the facsimile editions are from 1991 with an introduction from Nancy Pickard. And these are Applewood books. So these are the reprinted editions, not originals, but still to be able to see them, I just thought, how fun. And to be able to compare them with these ones here, which is also fun because they are some of them the same. I mean, obviously not these two, but some of them the same story, but you know, reprinted and the story itself was changed. So it's always interesting to see the revolution of how, or the evolution, I mean, of how that happened. So, all right, I think I have exhausted my list. This is Anna Rose is saying, what a great find. Collectors really like the Applewood editions. I did not know that. I think I have like four of them. Five. I've got five of them. So I don't know how many there were. I'll have to look that up and see. But just thought it was such a fun find. So anyway, that is the end of my stack. That was kind of a long stack. I know I've been talking a long time today, but I just get so excited about Cozy Mysteries and to be reading this one together this fall. So since this one was published in 1935, again, right around the same time. Now, she wasn't one of the four because Mavis Doyle Hay only wrote three detective novels. And then, like, she stopped and went on to write books about quilting, like nonfiction books about quilting. And she was very much into quilting and helping people learn how to quilt. So we're all going to kind of like talk about that when we talk about when we start to talk about this book within our SHC book box community. So I'm so looking forward to this. And and that's kind of a nice segue into, shall we do a little T note giveaway? Because it's launch week. Why not, right? So if you guys have been here for any length of time, you know how much I love Happy Mail. That's one of the reasons I do the book boxes because I want to send out Happy Mail to people. It's just so much fun to get a physical thing in the mail to enjoy. You get the whole set that you can make your cozy book space with your candle, with your tea, with your book. It gets you all set up to have some fun and cozy on in. And of course, you know, it's the fall, perfect time to get cozy. So because it's launch week, I thought we would do a little T note giveaway because I like to send happy mail out to you guys. It's just been so much fun connecting with you all as we do this. That's another big thing of the book box that I really love is not only can you make your own cozy space, but then we can get here and talk about, you know, our mutual love of Nancy Drew, of what we're reading so that we can all find books, new books to us that we love. I'm just so glad you're here. It's so much fun. So I'm going to take a quick step and then we will do a little T note giveaway. If you would like to be in the giveaway, I'm just going to just put a little write T note in the comment and a little emoji next to it. And that is your entry into the giveaway because this is a live giveaway only during the live. If you're watching on the replay, it's already over. But we'll do a little live giveaway. I have my teacup. I have my little slips of paper. If you put in a comment with T note and a little emoji of your choice, I will enter you in the giveaway right here. Disclaimers that I have to say for giveaways, not sponsored by anyone, not Instagram, not Facebook, not YouTube. This is simply from me to you because I just want to spread the love with the happy mail. No purchase necessary. You don't have to buy anything to do this. All you have to do is write a little comment in there and The last thing is, oh, what is my last thing? See, this is all these things that you have to say. Oh, you have to be willing to send me the mailing address that you would like the tea note to be sent to, via either email or DM. Don't write it in here, nothing public, only directly to me, after I do the drawings. So I am going to start writing your names here. I'm going to take a little sip of my tea here, and then I see your comments coming in. Mm. And I am going to start writing. So as I write your names too, if you want to tell me what you are reading now, which is how we typically end this, after you write your little T note entry, tell me what you're reading now. And as soon as we do the drawing, we'll go over and talk about what we're all reading, and I'll share with you what I am reading. So I'm writing down your names here and putting them in my cup, in my little teacup. I thought it would be fun to put it in a teacup rather than a hat, because I don't have many hats and I do have many teacups. So I thought that that would be fun to do. I think I did this another time too. I'm just having so much fun this launch week. Just so much fun to show up extra. And I'm going to be here tomorrow live at 4 p.m. Central Time, and we're going to do a fun bookish bingo. So over the summer, I did a little bookish game, and it was so much fun. And it won't be our bookish chats are a little bit longer, but that live will be a short little bookish bingo where we'll do a T note giveaway for that as well. So I am going to, whoever wins the T note giveaway tonight, not only will I put your little T in the note that I send, but also I have something extra that one of my vendors for the fall box sent a few extras of something. And it's just so fun. So I'm going to pop that into your T note as well. If you are a subscriber and you're getting the fall book box, wait until you get the box to open the extra thing that I'm going to put in there. I'll fold it up and close it in so that you can't see it, because I'm afraid it might be a spoiler for you for the fall box. So, okay, I need to concentrate here. This is so fun. I'm so glad that you're here. You guys telling me that your current reads. Let's see. Um, Sorry, I should be talking to you as I'm writing, but I'm writing down all your names. So I've got Marina, I've got Teresa, I've got Megan, I've got Lori of Bless Your Memory. I have Karen. I have Anna Rose, author, and I gotta scroll down here. I have Martha, and let's see, are there any more? That might be the last one. Okay. Who else? Anybody else? You guys are just telling me what you read. Okay, that's everybody for the T note giveaway. All right, are we ready to do a drawing? Here we go. Here we go. We'll mix them up and we'll pick and see who's gonna get a T note. Aren't they so fun? All right, I've got it. Are we ready? We'll all look together and see who it is. It's Karen. All right, Karen, I'll be sending you your T note in the mail in the next couple days. So thank you all for participating in that. And we'll get one of these out to you, and also a special little gift that I will wrap up. Don't open it before you open your box. Okay. All right, here we go. We're going to do what we're reading now. I'm looking over on Instagram to see if there's anybody there, but I don't see any notes over there. You guys, I'm so sorry. I'm getting so warm with my tea and the candle and the lights on. Can you? Oh my goodness. All right. Sorry if I'm. All right, here we go. Marina says she's reading In This House of Breed. I am wondering if you finished it and if you enjoyed it. I have not finished it. I am reading a chapter a week. I'm doing it as a buddy read with my Instagram friend, Elizabeth. And we are doing one chapter a week. We originally were going to do two chapters a week, and then it kind of got a little too much because of all the other things that happened over the summer. We were going to do a summer read, and it has turned into a fall read. So I am on chapter, I believe, 12 or 13. And oh my goodness, what a book, right? I am going to talk about it, Marina, more after I finish it. But You're reading it now. It is amazing. It is really an amazing book, but it is a commitment because it's a long one. And so I'm doing like a slow buddy read of it so that we can talk through it. And it's just been just so wonderful to do it that way. So I will report back whether I finished it or not. I mean, when I finish, I will finish it, and I'll report back when I finish it. With my thoughts. So, because I think that that one is so deep that it's going to take some thinking on that one. So I'm so glad you're reading it though. I hope you're loving it. Anna Rose is reading a nonfiction book about DNA and rereading Beverly Cleary's The Luckiest Girl. I don't think I've read that one of Beverly Cleary. Um, we were listening to Henry and Beezus today on audiobook. One of my kids and I were doing that, and I was laughing. Beverly Cleary is just amazing. She just has such a grasp of not only humor but also childhood that is really just so wonderful to read. So Martha is reading Shady Hollow. I keep seeing this one. This is on my TBR. I want to read this one. It sounds so good. And that's a cozy mystery too, right? So perfect timing, right, for fall. I've got to get to that one. There's just so many books I've got to get to, you guys. I can't keep up. Teresa is reading Bad Girls Throughout History by Anne Shen. I have not read that one. I don't know anything about it or that author. And finishing up M.M. Lyon, Volume 5. Lovely. Oh, M.M. Lyon is so good. Karen is reading The Middle Moffat. Love it. Pen Hollow. I haven't started yet, Karen, but I'm going to next week. I'll get there. Agatha Christie short stories and Midsummer Mysteries. Ah, so good. So good. All of the I just we're buddy readers, I think, Karen, because all of these I just want to jump right in there and read those as well. Lori finished the queue last night, almost 500 pages. Need a fluffy read after this. Was it like a deep one, Lori? What was the because I know that's the Beth Brower one, but I thought Emma M. Lyon was kind of light, so I'd be interested about the Q one. Started the Vanderbeekers in the Hidden Garden tonight. That is a good one, and that one is a lot lighter. That's a kid's book. Ah, I love that one where they make the garden in the. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm getting so warm. They make the garden in the city. They live in New York City. That's Karina von Glaser. Ah, she just has a new one coming out that I want to read that looks so good as well. So, let's see. Megan says she's such a mood reader. She has several going at once. Still reading A Fine Romance by Susan Branch. That one is so good. Jan Karen's A Light in the Window and started Trixie Belden #7. Megan's on a Trixie Belden roll. She's listening to Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins and Anne of Green Gables. That and let's see. Oh, Lori is saying A Fine Romance is so good. That one is such a good one. The format of it is just it's like a scrapbook, right? It's just so fun. You can read it kind of in little bits and pieces. You don't have to read it all the way through. So good. Megan is saying she loves the Vanderbeekers. This one's so good. Oh, I love the Vanderbeekers. I said that already. Karina von Glaser. Shady Hollow, another vote for Shady Hollow. She has a new book in or that author has a new book in the series coming out October 9th. Interesting. Teresa is saying how lovely that is. Lori is saying um it's very serious, not joyful like Emma. That is very interesting about the Q. I didn't know that. I was expecting it would be very much the same. Lovely. Oh my gosh, you guys have such good ones. I just realized that I didn't share my current read, so we'll end with that, shall we? My current read is Anne of Windy Poplars, which is the fourth in the Anne of Green Gables series, and this is the part of her story after she is engaged, but before she gets married, where she goes to be the principal um of oh my gosh, why did I just forget it? Something side. Um Oh my gosh, you guys. Summerside High School. She's the principal of, and she makes all sorts of new friends. And there is the wonderful character of Rebecca Dew and the aunts. And those are the people that she boards with when she is away from Green Gables. And they are just so lovely, so lovely. I haven't gotten too far into it because I've been so busy with the book box and other things that have come up. Just life, you know how it goes. September is kind of a busy time, but this has been so lovely to revisit, reread. I always read an Anne in September, which I've told you guys before. I know I asked you if I should go for Anne of Avonlea since I found that wonderful old book, but I had my heart set on this one. So I stuck with it. This is the one that I decided to read, and that is my current read. So all right. I think that is all for tonight. As I said before, it's launch week, so I will have another live tomorrow where we're going to do a fun bookish game, like a bookish bingo, which I think is going to be fun. And yeah, if you're not already a subscriber, I would love to welcome you. I have a few boxes left. I think I've sold out of about 2/3 of the new slots. So I have still 1/3 left. So if you'd like to become a subscriber, I would love to welcome you. You can sign up at smallhomecomforts.com. You will get the book box sent to you. It goes out October 1st. And then we will read Death on the Cherwell together in our cozy bookish community and talk about it. Oh, what time tomorrow? Megan is saying, sorry, I should have said that. 4 o'clock Central Time. I'm trying to do these times varied so that everybody has a different time that they can make it. I know these live events are sometimes difficult to show up to on the event, but they're so important to me to do live only because of the community. I have considered doing other videos as well, and I may, but I just love interacting with you guys, and I think it's just kind of a unique and cool format to be able to be here together. So, but if you can't make it, totally understandable. The replay will be up, but it will be 4 o'clock Central Time tomorrow on Friday, the 19th. And we'll do a bookish bingo together, and we'll do another T note giveaway to celebrate launch week because it's a celebration this week. So, all right, we went so much later tonight than normal, but we had so much to talk about because look at all these wonderful mysteries that are perfect for fall. I hope you found something that you think you might enjoy, and I will look forward to talking to you again tomorrow, and also, of course, next week on our regular Thursday night bookish chat. Good night, all.